Hi everybody, I'm Jason Bretzman. I teach American Issues and AAP Government at Muskego High School. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and about our class. So, as I mentioned, I'm Jason Bretzman, married, got two great kids and a great wife. We watch a lot of soccer, baseball, and basketball. Kids do a lot of tournaments and all that kind of stuff. What a great time to spend together as a family. I have a bachelor's degree in education from UW-Milwaukee, and I have a master's degree plus 30 and more in teacher leadership. I started full-time teaching in 1997, started here. Before that, 2 years I was a sub or a guest teacher, as we call them now. So I've been here a while. I guess they've given me some awards over the years. I was honored to get the district's Compass Award a few years back, and I was a recipient of the BAMI Educators' Choice Awards, got to go to Washington, D.C., walk the red carpet. It was a fantastic event, good times. And secondary social studies teacher of the year, social studies teacher of the year in Wisconsin, kind of a cool experience as well. I've co-authored a couple books on education, and they're still out there today. More recently, even published a children's book called Dots Goes to Camp, a fun little story based on one of my own kids' experience. But I've been involved in politics as well, so I haven't just read the books and done all that academic thing, but I've also participated, met a president, worked on campaigns, ran a congressional campaign in San Diego, and even back when I had more hair, testified before a congressional committee in Washington, D.C. You don't want to go and look it up on C-SPAN video, but it's there. So government, politics, civics, my passion. So let me tell you a little bit more about American Issues. The big ideas that we focus on throughout the semester together include aspects of and vocabulary related to the media, campaigns and elections, everything from the structure and function to the process of how those get carried out in our country. Political ideology, the left, the right, and the middle of the political spectrum and what all that means. We look at the three branches of government, the structure of government, the legislative, executive, and judicial branches, and we include in that Wisconsin's government. And then something that really makes our American Issues class a dynamic, ever-changing course is this analysis of current events, or as I call them, significant events, because everything that's current is not significant. And so we never exactly know what we're going to be studying in every aspect of the course because we don't know what major event is going to happen. Sometimes they don't, but a lot of times they do. And ultimately, all of this together is sort of like a civics course, getting students ready to analyze and think through the process of decision-making that they are going to make for themselves now and for decades into the future. So in the class, we do a lot of reading and writing and watching and listening, analyzing and summarizing. Summarizing is the ACT skill that we practice, trying to make connections between what we are investigating and going beyond that. We say connect beyond the text. I want to draw the distinction between two parts of what we do. There's homework that we have that's scheduled throughout the entire semester already, and you can check that out through our Google Classroom and weekly agenda links. But those are the introductory pieces, the vocabulary, the parts that students need to be introduced to in order to go deeper. And that's what we try to do in class. Classwork is the application, the analysis of what we sometimes call the heavy lifting of learning and education. So we want to get introduced to the stuff outside of class and then do the heavy lifting in class together as much as we can. And when we're talking about those current events, we don't want to just create a list of this happened, then this happened, and this happened. We use podcasts to go more in depth and so that we can get analysis from the experts, so we can get the experts, again, in real time, telling us from a variety of perspectives and sources, this is how we see what's going on. And it helps students to make their own analysis. It's really all about the learning. And I'll share with you a slide that I stole right from the presentation I shared with our students, so you can see what they saw. It is all about the learning. We have due dates, and then we have deadlines. The due dates are there and they should be met, but there are times when the due dates just aren't going to happen for you, and that's something that we understand. But because it's not necessarily all about when you learn it, it is about the fact that you learn it, right? It's about the mastery of the concepts and the analysis and the ideas that you're learning. Students have an opportunity to update or do for the first time those things that they missed along the way when they missed the due date. So as I share with students, if it's already in Infinite Campus and you want to update it or do it for the first time, please send me a link from your school email, because I have a folder set up so I don't miss student emails, because we get lots of emails, don't we? And include a link to exactly what you did, because at this point I've already gone to the Google Classroom and put scores on things and put it into Infinite Campus. And so if they can send me an email, then I can click right on what they did and we can go right to it. Now that, of course, is one of my last priorities in each quarter, to regrade those things that come in by the deadline. But if it's received by that deadline, students will have shown their learning and I'll be able to see it, because I have to meet my deadlines as well to submit grades, and so I'm happy to do that. I welcome and encourage your questions about the content or the process or anything that I've said here today. Really appreciate the opportunity to share some thoughts with you, and I look forward to meeting you sometime in the future and answering your questions. Email me anytime. My wife says I check it too much, but I'm happy to help, so I look forward to seeing you in that space as well. Take care.